So today we have a bunch of little single-celled organisms just floating around in this little space here, collecting some food particles, and then some of them, if they eat enough, will multiply like that one did. Or that one did. So we're just going to expand this little colony to be the best that it can be. And we have some objectives that let us set a foothold, like some micro agaves here, which will provide all of them with their food. We get a couple of those growing where they have sunlight and fertile soil, so those are all working nicely. Although this little colony heart here has a limited range. So we get a vesicle hub here, and then set it somewhere that is going to be in range to expand, although not really sure where to expand. It looks like there's some area over here that we can go to. Why don't we scout that out a little bit? With some pheromones here to attract some of these stem cells, as they're called, right over here in this direction, just to see what's over here. And then we can also get some over here because there's an opening this way. So, ooh, it does open up and it goes into more light, and it actually looks like they found some food up here. Awesome. And whoa, what do we have here? It's crustacean remains. Oh, that is wild. We'll handle that in a little bit. Let's see how our scouts are doing over here. It looks like they didn't really find anything yet. So this could be a good spot for a vesicle hub. It lets us expand our influence. We just need a cell to fly over there and build it. So who's gonna be the volunteer? It looks like this little guy might be. Oh, but he just pittered out before he got there. That's so upsetting. But it looks like a chunky boy's gonna head over there. Although it would be nice if he split before building that. Oh, it looks like he did. Very nice. So now that the vesicle is here, we do have more range to send out some units to scout things out. Right at the edge of everything, depending on who sees it. So now we go over here and okay, it looks like there's nothing up there, but also does curve down. But we need line of sight for this vesicle to be useful. In the meantime though, let's set up some other things. There's also protein incubators that we need, and those actually need fertile soil and darkness. So this little patch right over here is gonna be helpful. And I think that's the only one that we have access to. We can actually get it on the very edge of the fertile soil here and over here, so that should be a good amount of protein. And the more complicated buildings that we will have access to are gonna need that. And this little guy is surviving up here. Look at the little trooper go, because of the wild agaves here, which just produce food particles on their own. Makes my life easier. Now there's also minerals up here, and what we can put there is a mineral extractor, but that needs a different cell to bring it food out of the feeder hubs here, which are a little carnivorous, but they should be able to survive as long as they have access to a vesicle. And also look at the range of that. It can just feed everywhere. That's gonna be super helpful. And of course we do need a stem cell to actually build it, so they're just kind of spawning their own destructors. It is what it is though. Now the crustacean remains here actually look like they have a good amount of resources, including some things that we're not covered in the tutorial, some DNA. And for that extraction, we need a grubber burrow here, which I would like to put somewhere that we can get, ooh, actually there's, hold up. Whoa, hold on. I didn't know the stem cells made it up here. There's a whole lot of goodness up here. Wow. They can really thrive, and it looks like there's some raw DNA points over there. They need some vesicles to collect. Well, let's get some extra food up here since they're thriving. We could set up like another mini colony over here too. Man, I did not know they made it up here. This is awesome. Although if we go down here, there's probably gonna be a little bit more darkness, which would be good for some other facilities. And we also don't know what's down here. Let's get a vesicle on the edge of things right over here, so we can hopefully see down here and also expand our network up here, which we should be able to very delicately. Don't really want to block anything I don't need to. We can get it going just good right there. Okay, now that the feeder hub is up and we do have a feeder cell floating around that will occasionally harvest some stem cells, we should have the means to put down a mineral extractor now, so we can get some mineral income. And the feeder cell will maintain it with the excess calories. And it immediately goes back to eating. These are some hungry little guys. Okay, we have the vesicle built over there, so let's see what is down here as far as we can go into the darkness. I guess we couldn't see too far over here because there was a, there's a wall there. So there is some extra food particles down here, which is good. That means this little guy's gonna survive. And some other ones that are coming along. Some fertile soil, which is good. Can we reach the ground here to put a vesicle down? It looks like we can. And the influence does reach down and around here, but still needs line of sight. So I'll put this here. Now I do want a good spot for the grub burrow to go, with range of everything, but for these it'll need to go here, but it needs to be closer to a vesicle because vesicles are everything. And it just gets good enough here to reach the wall there, which has a mineral upkeep, but since we have mineral income, we should be good. Can we put another one down? I don't think we can. Although, there is another mineral block here. Actually, what is the resource here? It's minerals and DNA points. Vertebrate remains. Oh, I didn't realize these were bones. I thought they were coral. Well, that's kind of what happens when you go this far down. But let's get let's see. These DNA points also need to be picked up by vesicles. So can we reach them with that? That might be in the wrong spot. I'd rather not put another one down, but at least we can explore out of here so we can see what's beyond there. But now the grubber burrow can go down here. Oh, good, the vesicles can reach the DNA points. Very nice. So now we have 2 little grubbers. Look at these adorable little things, and they are already digging relentlessly and striking a pose. But we can tell one to go here and then one to go here. Might as well send them to different things. So when they, you know, feel like doing their job, then they can go on down to the bones and then just start digging like crazy. Little windmills of production here. It's really lucky that there was a fertile patch up here. And there's some other DNA points over here, but the vesicles can't reach that. Or maybe they can. Maybe they don't necessarily need line of sight. So up here we're looking good, but down below in the darkness is gonna be a challenge because agave can't grow there unless it's being fed by the feeder cells. But we might as well expand this vesicle chain and see what there is as soon as we get somebody actually looking down there. So since there's food on the way, why don't we set up some waypoints for the stem cells to go here, down here, through here, and then they'll pass through the food on the way to whatever this is. If they start to pitter out, then we can drop some food rations for them, but it looks like they're gonna make it this far. We got some strong contenders to start this journey on. Oh, but it looks like you're about to pitter out, so eat that a little bit. Did you miss it? I think you missed it, but you're still eating. Whoa, big crystals here. And there's some more crystal patches too, very good. This will help our mineral income, but we also need the grubbers to clear this out. But I'm also kind of wondering if it actually wraps down and around here. Let's get some vesicles going the other way to expand our network. But we still need things to go here. At least these guys were able to benefit somewhat from the food that was available here. But to try and get some more food going, we will need the agave going here, which means the best option for them, since there's no sunlight down here, is going to be the feeder cells. So we can try that out in a little bit, but for now, let's drop some food rations on these guys before they die. We need them to scout. So a couple more there, and then we can send maybe one well-fed one to go all the way over here. And he is racing along pretty quickly, so hopefully he makes it. There is some food particles floating over here, so he actually will survive. Very good. Good job, little buddy. So we see a big old protein pouch here, which is nice. And it actually does go connecting this whole way, so that's good news. In that case, let's try to expand this network as far as we can. This actually looks like a good spot right here, and then they can connect in a common spot here, but since one is already connected there, I think we could just set this guy to be wrapped around this side, sure, to get all the way to this border here. Now it's just a matter of getting stem cells over there to build it, which should be easy enough. And since the grubber upkeep is only minerals, it should be fine to put one right down here to look at all of these mineral pockets and then clear them out. But we are maxing out our storage in quite a few of these places, so why don't we put down some storage units too? Like some plasma pods that needs a direct link, so it's growing right next to this thing. And then let's see, the protein is also maxed out. Ooh, and there's actually a mineral or a crystal patch here, so we can put down another mineral extractor if we had a feeder hub, which should be easy enough to do because there is a bountiful supply of food here. So another one of those is gonna be easy enough. It just might not work to build it right away because we don't have active feeders yet. I think it'll be fine. Oh, there's actually a tiny little cave over here that a vesicle found. Like you being the little explorer. Okay, so the plasma pod is in place, so we get a little more storage there. Protein is looking good, but it doesn't hold too much. Why don't we get 2 of these in if we can squeeze it in somewhere? It's a little cramped here. So let's just put it up here like I was gonna do. Uh-oh, starvation. Yeah, because the mineral extractor doesn't have feeders yet, but it should in a little bit as soon as this guy figures out where he's going. Unless it's in a bad spot because it doesn't have line of sight. That is a little bit of an issue. What if we change you to feeder cell pheromones and tell you to get over here? Can you do that? Do you think you can do that? What if you go here and then here? The mineral extractor is dying. There you go, now you fed it. but will you be okay to feed it on your own? You're also looking a little stuck. This feeder pod might not be in a good spot. Lost spawn? For what? Oh, yeah, you are stuck. Okay, so we do need line of sight here. And then he just went poof. He panicked and then exploded. Okay, so let's just trash the mineral extractor for now because it doesn't have a reliable way of feeding it. And then we can place this feeder pod better. Whoop, destroyed a stem cell accidentally. Just want to destroy the feeder pod, nothing else. So all this really needs is access to the vesicle here. So we need the feeder pod, or the feeder hub up here, and then the mineral extractor can go down here because all the things have line of sight. Okay, so that should solve that issue, and then we'll get a lot more minerals, which we should probably get more mineral pods in, and those need feeder hubs nearby. Well, aren't you annoying? But at least you are less annoying. We have you there, although one feeder might not be enough to maintain both of these things. Let's get 2 of these in. Oh, and I totally forgot to assign the grubbers down here. Whoa, what do we have over here? Toxic fungal patches. Raw material for the production of refined toxins. Okay, that's something spicy. I don't think we need to worry about that. And it gets even deeper down here. This is crazy. But I don't think we can send anybody really down there because of the lack of line of sight. You know what that means? Time for more vesicles. Wonder if it's gonna wrap around all the way down here because this is a lot of dark area. And there's also area over here that we haven't explored yet. So let's try to get some brave scouts going in that direction from the main source maybe. Just because they should be the most nutritious or the most well-fed, or at least they were for a little bit. They'll definitely need some food to keep going on their journey. To see whatever's over here. Whoa, hello. That's a fossilized amber with a little bug inside. Oh, we're gonna make some dinosaurs. That's always a good idea, right? And there's also more DNA over here, which is crazy, but most of it is just outside of the vesicle's reach. Although it looks like it might go, it does connect up here. Look at that trail of smoke. If it is smoke, no idea what it is, but it's connecting all the way up here. So this also connects. Wow, this area is a lot more connected than I thought it was. And the grubbers can also extract this for DNA. And sure enough, we're maxed out on all the resources again because our upkeep is amazing. But we can get more protein pods here to fill that in. And there's also provisioner buds, which can produce food rations. So let's get you going right next to here because you just need vesicle proximity for upkeep. Or I guess we could assign it upkeep via plasma, which would also help our surplus of it. But I think that's fine, and it also looks like our little grubbers are almost done here, so we can refund this as soon as we're done there, or just, you know, assign another one. There's a lot of mineral bits flowing out there, and I didn't even realize that we produce the required amount of biomass, which is basically a sum of all of our buildings and population. So we have that, but we also need protein balance, which is the income. So it's a good thing that there's all of this over here because that lets us put in more of the protein incubators, which should be able to survive all on their own, being in the dark like this. We just see the stem cells over there. How many was that? Which we can guide just that many over here to the waypoint. And once they get over here, they should realize, oh, this needs building. And actually, it should be fine to put down a micro agave here because it gets light. So we can have some of the stem cells survive over here, and we have a good supply of food over here, so we can bring over some stem cells and they should be able to survive. And it looks like the grubbers over here are completely done with their tasks, so goodbye, get refunded, which also gives a lot of food to the stem cells. I'm sure they're happy with that. Okay, now you should be able to grow on your own, even though you're consuming a lot a minute, which is still kind of weird. Might as well just turn on the plasma upkeep. Not sure why they're being so weird otherwise. Or you know what? It's because they need plasma to function, but they need these things to produce the protein. I know how to read, I promise. Hey, and we achieved the protein balance now. Sweet, completed the task. And now we have a milestone, plant an enzyme distillery to unlock advanced plants. Thankfully, the only upkeep this needs is light. So we might as well put it right here, which it will need a lot of protein for, but since we have 50 of it stored up, I think we'll be okay. Ooh, here we see what's in this little cave. Wow, it's its own little cozy space of fertile ground in the darkness. Enzyme distillery is down, looking kinda nasty if I'm gonna be honest. But at least it gave us a milestone, which will also unlock star ratings, but also new plants. Like this berry grass here, so we can feed the feeder cells without them hunting these stem cells. That should be good in places like down here where it'd be a little tough for that ecosystem to function. But we also need an enzyme to do that, and this guy is cooking. But now we also have access to some defensive buildings like this Lancet hive here, which serve as a first line of defense against intruders. But we need the toxin for that, which we'll need a toxin harvester for, which thankfully the only upkeep it needs is poison. So it should be right at home in here. Get going there. Now, who's gonna be the brave soul to try and plant you is the question. Let's bring a few over there. Maybe they'll survive. Long enough to plant it anyway. And we do have a chunky boy going over there, so he should be able to survive. As the vesicles here kinda get poison damage. Plant it. Yes! We have a toxin harvester. Oh, beautiful. Which it also needs an enzyme to do the harvest. So we are definitely gonna need another enzyme harvester. So thankfully we can afford another one. And it can go right over here next to this vesicle. And let's get a vesicle over here just to extract these DNA points because we kind of need those. Although they can be expensively produced with genetic samplers. Do we have some of those? We can activate some neurons, which is how complexity is generated. So we're actually creating some smarts for these little guys. But there's a genetic sampler. Ooh, that needs a lot of biomass. Expensive indeed. But now we can put down some berry grass, which should work to fund some feeder cells down here. But let's turn the upkeep on plasma, which we thankfully, oh, we're actually running short on protein because the enzyme distilleries are so expensive. I didn't realize that. Gonna need some more of these wherever we can afford one. We can squeeze one in there. And is it dark over here? It is, thankfully. Get one of those in there. Ooh. Oh, there we go. There, that fixed our protein intake pretty quickly. And there's a vesicle right there to harvest some things. Oh, are you burning? This is a hot environment. I didn't realize that. Non-resistant cells will rupture after prolonged exposure. That's a little bit of an oversight. Can we harvest the heat? Carnivorous protein factory. Wow. Eats stem cells or amino berries and generates protein. Okay, that's kind of cool. Whoa, and it's big too. So we could just set that right in the home base here. Oh, and there's actually way better mineral spots up here. Didn't even realize that. At least the toxins are flowing nicely. So that's how we can produce a Lancet hive. We should probably keep that next to the heart of the colony. Oh, there we go. We have a Lancet hive. And the upkeep is minerals, so that should be fine. We can also get a grubber thing in here to harvest some things, but there's actually a lot of things we can harvest. This thing can harvest the... Oh, there's a protein thing there. I thought that was another mushroom. Well, that's not safe for you. And sure enough, yeah, the vesicle didn't really survive here either. So that's a little annoying. I guess there is one thing that we can use the toxins for, and it's this Luminflora, which produces light, but requires toxins and lots of calories to do so. It's also a very interesting area that it sheds light too. Not really sure what the shape is, but it also is extremely tall. Okay, now surprisingly, our protein supplies are straight empty, even though we have some stockpile incoming. So we can't even build a single neuron. Also, our plasma upkeep is, whoa, it's dwindling. That's a little concerning. So I think we're gonna need some more stem cells as soon as we can afford them, which the only upkeep it needs is plasma or fertile ground. So we should be able to put it right down here. Turn this off so we keep the plasma and then set it right in this cave. As soon as somebody reaches that, which we should be able to manage, which would be hilarious if the vesicles could just pick up a stem cell and carry them over. They're like, hey, you're needed. But, ooh, they actually split here. So we should be able to form a nice little colony here, hopefully. Although we will need some food to do so. It does need protein and minerals to spawn these stem cells, so that's actually not a great thing. But actually it's kind of dark in here, so we can still get some protein incubators down in here. That should help things out very nicely. Although we might have done that a little too soon. Well, maybe we didn't. It's already making a stem cell, yes! Beautiful, this should work. But also, we need the vesicle to hurry up and deliver some plasma to this thing. Do you mind? I guess we can spawn some more. I forgot that we could do that. Also, this thing is starving. Not sure why. That one might just be a bust, which we do have other ones down here, so it shouldn't be too bad. And we can also just quickly replace it. And sure enough, it petered out. But now these stem cells are gonna need some food to survive in here. I guess we can give them some rations right now, but that feeder cell is gonna be needed here pretty soon, so it might actually be okay here. There's also a good spot for it to upkeep the mineral extractors, so let's do this. The enzyme distilleries really bite into our protein production, so when they both are at the same time, that's probably what causes it to nuke itself. But now we have them just long enough that we can put in some neurons, so let's get you in right there very quickly. Thankfully, the only upkeep you need is plasma. which we are needing a lot more stem cells. Okay, but the feeder hub is in here, so let's get some agave grass in that relies on the feeders for upkeep, because there's no light down here. Or is there just a tiny amount of light? I guess there's not enough light. What about that light that we can build? It's very tall is the problem, but I guess it can go here, although it needs the fertile ground, so it could go right here. You know what? That actually might work. And it lets us use the toxin that we collected. So sure, let's put a light down. This thing gets very tall, it's insane. Now the question is, can this little stem cell get past the feeder? Nope. Not even a chance. But at least there's some right down here that can get to the plant. Now, please, thank you. There we go, plant is growing. It needs protein upkeep, which is a little annoying, but it should all be able to synergize pretty soon, hopefully, even though it is consuming a lot. And you're not gonna be shedding light until you're fully matured, which it is getting there. And there it goes, it's shedding light. Awesome, we have underwater street lights. And that's enough light over here to put down an agave. Yes! I suppose we could have tried to put it in a good spot to go around the corner here, but oh well. Oh man, now our plasma levels are insanely low. I don't think we need 3 vesicles over here in that case. I guess we can set up grubbers here too to harvest some protein. I didn't realize that the 1 crystal was done down here. And somehow this thing is starving. How? You have light. Okay, there you go. I guess this thing only generates light as long as we have toxins, which thankfully we do. And the toxin harvester here needs enzymes, because of course it does. Whoa, I didn't even look at these guys. This is the lancet cells, because they have a lance at the front. That makes sense. But now we have defenses. I don't know what I did, but I guess I queued the lancet to destroy this agave here. Can you not? I guess we can destroy wild agaves if they're in the way of stuff. So that's cool. Okay, we have some agaves spreading food out here, so can we bring in some stem cells from up here to live down here? Okay, 12 might actually be too many. We need 6. Oh dear, we are currently negative on plasma. This is very not good. We need more of these stem cell supporters, or sprouters. Please get going here and rely only on, yeah, fertile ground. And then one of those over here too, because sure. Which means we're gonna need some more minerals here pretty soon too, because that income is looking pretty weak. Okay, plasma income is healing again, although our biodiversity still is not moving. And I wanna stabilize the plasma income before we put down some neurons. And we need to form a network of these too, so we will need a lot of room for this, and a clean path between all of them. How long is your influence? Ooh, it's actually pretty small. So we'll have to map this out, interestingly. So if these enzyme distillers are the main reason that is holding us back, because we kind of need those enzymes relentlessly, we definitely need a whole lot more protein intake. So we can get one kind of in the darkness here that should help. It's just a weird mix because we still need so much plasma too. So we'll also need a whole lot more micro agave to be able to support so many stem cells, which means that this little cave right here is gonna be really important, or at least something next to it. I guess what we can do is just have this one rely on feeder intake and keeping it close enough to, oh, there's a stem cell right there, I didn't even realize, but also keeping it closer to the sprouter here so that I can continue feeding the feeders. I would also like to just bring a small group of them, whoop, not there, down here to this one so that they can just kind of chill out here. But this is also a problem because, okay, I guess it was just the toxic intake that was missing for a little bit, but we're good there now. Okay, so now some stem cells are hovering around here. And is he actually gonna feed this one? Why isn't the feeder cell feeding this one? Are you not full yet? Are you gonna get there in time? Oh, nope, you didn't get there in time. Can replant it though. Still need more stem cells to do that. And I guess we can freely put in some agaves up here because there's plenty of the fertile soil and sunlight. There we go. And since we're in kind of a survival mode right now, like an emergency survival mode, okay, so this has proteins as well as minerals, and this has even more proteins. So let's get a grubber burrow placed right here. That can handle both of them. But we do also need, ooh, actually we don't need another vesicle over here because it can actually reach up there. So that would help supply more minerals, which we might need here. Although we still need plenty of more feeders. There is plenty of food particles here. So just please bring some stem cells down here to feast. Although I would have preferred more than just 2 of them to make it because both of those are gonna go towards these right away. Or at least they'll try to. Okay, 1 made it, and then the feeder here should be able to supply it as well, hopefully. And then I guess we'll just bring more stem cells down that way already. But now the burrow here is complete, so one there, one over here. And now we're actually getting the crustaceans harvested. Okay, now it looks like the feeders are actually able to supply both of the plants down here. And there's now a healthy supply of stem cells, so hopefully they can last. Even though both of these agaves are, oh, they're on the cusp of starvation. Okay, maybe just one here. That should be a lot easier to manage. Oh good, now it's shooting out food. Hopefully this will stabilize. And the stem cells that are living over here can't even get too far down because this is a hot zone. And of course you're still on the cusp of starvation, but at least you're getting some energy from all the symbiotic feeding that's going on. Hopefully that lasts, even though you're consuming a lot of energy a minute. But at least now it seems like, okay, so there is a positive inflow of calories, but it's very sporadic. But also looks like now the burrow is done here, so we can recycle you for a good amount of food. For all those things, why don't we try bringing a few of those over here so we can hopefully get some more of these stem cells going through mitosis. I'll be honest, this little cove right here is not working as well for the stem cell sprouter as I thought it would, because these little guys do not go out to explore food. So maybe we just scrap this and then turn it into a giant protein incubator spot. I feel like that's gonna serve a much better purpose. We just hopefully don't have to overdo it with the plasma upkeep. It's also kind of surprising how many stem cells just kind of sit around here. Like what's over here? A couple of wild agaves? I think we can keep the feeder hub here because there is also some berry grass, which does have some enzyme upkeep, which is annoying, but it's gonna help for the mineral extractor to go in here. And let's try to get a couple more agaves over here, which we can actually get a lot over here. See, having the sprouter here makes sense because there's actually a reliable and easy to maintain source of food here. Oh, and I totally forgot we put in a neuron here. It's the start of a network, but look at how close they have to be. Just this much difference is enough to disconnect it. And they take up a lot of floor space too. So I guess we can cozy this one up here well enough. So now that's growing, and then we'll get a couple more agaves around here. They're gonna need a lot of food. And I wonder if it's better to destroy these wild agaves and then place them with our own micros. I feel like their food production is not nearly as good as the ones that we can place down, so why don't we mark these for destruction to free up some space. Now, can the lancets actually make it over there? Maybe not. We probably have to guide them. So come down here, over there, and then right over here. Happy hunting. But we can definitely get some more food up here after we destroy these things, even though it's only one lancet that's attacking, surprisingly. Why don't we mark the rest of these for destruction? And it is still only one lancet that's going. Okay then. Also, are you done destroying this? I don't think you're done destroying this. Oh, you guys are kind of out of energy, aren't you? Why don't we bring you back to your little base? There we go. Now you're being filled up. Ooh, the good news is we are getting our biomass up and we are starting to get some complexity because they're actually connected there and the neurons are actually firing. That is so cool. Okay, now that those guys are fed again, we can bring them back up to do their job. Okay, the lancets have cleared out some good space down here so we can get some more food, and they should be able to clear out the rest of this space as well. They also make quite the fun sound when they do that too. Okay, very easy. Now, please go back to where you were. So that does give us more DNA points to work with, which is good. And as soon as we get more proteins, we can plant some more of these down, which, can we get one more in here? No, that's a bit too close, although we could replant this. I feel like we can save a little bit of space by replanting this. So we get one as close as we can to that one, and then, yes, one more in the middle. And then one more over here. There's no darkness there, really? Well, that's disappointing. Although if it's not darkness, but light, then we should be able to get an agave there. Easy. And then get even more agaves down before they go away. And we still need stem cells down here, too. And there is a lot of food right here. Okay, can we get 6 of you down here to just thrive down here? You should be able to thrive, but I guess what we could do to keep the feeders from attacking there is put in some repulsive pheromones. That should keep the feeder cells from not going through there, and we can allow the stem cells to pass through. So at least they'll have somewhere they can go, but of course they're all going to build the things, which is fine, I guess, but not what I called you down here for. Oh, we can get a mineral thing down here now, if there's a protein to spare. Thankfully, there is right here. Well, there's the height right here. So now we get one in. Oh, and they're actually starting to populate down here. Very nice. let's take this opportunity to build more protein incubators, since my golly, we need proteins. So now this entire cave down here is protein incubators, or they will be. Okay, good. Now we have some more stem cells down here that can make use of all of this food that they have. And then since they ignore the barrier here, the feeder cells should be able to pick off the ones that happen to cross the border. Or they actually don't need to because they have the berry here. I forgot about that. But it is nice to have some more stem cells down here because it also gets us a nice biomass. Now the question is, where else can we put down some neurons to expand our network? If this vesicle here was in a better spot, that would be good, but I would also like to expand the network this way. You're taking up valuable space. I'm just gonna remove you. And we can't build one there anyway because it is just barely too big. Okay, at least we can get some complexity going over here, and then we could get another one right here. That's not gonna conflict, is it? Crossing the streams or other. We might need to plant down a vesicle as close as we can to here just to save room there. So we can do that, that'll build, might as well let it grow, and then we can trade this one out. So now we have a complexity of 3, and I hope this doesn't mean that we need 100 complexity and all of those things, because that's a lot. Let's also put in some more plants over here as soon as we can, using as much room as we can for food production, which is good. And so we need a stem cell to brave the gap over here and actually build that mineral extractor. So best of luck, whoever decides to do it. There we go, now it's building. And now the feeder cell here has something to do. And we get these other protein things growing. Although since they don't need to go over there anymore, why don't we turn on the repulsiveness for them now, so they can continue growing. Okay, now this is built up, so we should be able to delete this one without consequence. These two are still connected, which is good. Uh-oh. Or they're not. What do you mean they're not connected? They're all connected. They're all in range of each other. I guess technically not. Why do you have to make this so complicated? We could squeeze it in up here. I think that's gonna be better. It's not like the neuron can connect there anyway. Okay, are you fine there? Are you connected? Oh wait, it's because of the line of sight here. That would do it. That would absolutely do it. And now we don't even have the plasma to build this. Well, you're not gonna be good there anyway. And of course, because of that, we ran out of plasma. So need to quickly turn off the plasma incubators down here for intake to hopefully get some back. The intake is positive, so I would certainly like to see it because we're about to lose a whole lot of production here. And of course, that just killed our neuron network. Okay, now we can get this in over here. It only took half of our stuff collapsing, and now we slowly build back. And of course, everything down here also went the bad way. And then this needs to come back to connect everything. Okay, now we slowly need to build back all of this tunnel because of course. And of course, our neurons that we had in place. All this to build a couple more neurons. And then as soon as we turn on the plasma upkeep for everything, this income is slowly gonna die away. And of course, that did nuke our biomass just a little bit. But of course, our protein is also in the tank because none of the incubators are working again. Or this whole cave is also gone. So we're bringing some more down here to hopefully build back. Let's turn on the repulsiveness for them so you just stick around here a little bit and eat. You know, not sure how much I'm gonna like it, but there is another way to get protein that I forgot about, and it's these protein carnivorous plants here. But those also take up a lot of space. Ooh, we can fit it right here, even though it's a little weird. Yeah, why don't we put this over here? It'll help us out in the long run. Okay, and there it goes. It's all, oh my gosh, it's actively eating. I thought it was gonna be like a, what are those things called? Like the vase-shaped fly traps or whatever. But no, it's just actively hunting, and we won't even get to see it in its full majesty because it's growing up behind the enzyme distiller. Well, that should be fine. Now it's producing proteins. Hopefully it doesn't negatively affect our biomass too much. We do have 100 stem cells right now though. Wish we could get those down here. Let's try a mass migration down here. And some are making it past the barrier. Not sure how they're doing that, but hopefully they survive. At least enough to build a few more protein incubators, which they are, thankfully. Okay, we do have a few more stem cells here, so let's try to bring those, whoop, not here. Try to get all of them past the feeder into the cave, which he looks kind of full right now. So maybe they'll be able to as soon as we turn off the repulsive pheromones here. There, but now we're getting this protein factory up and running again. Oh, it feels nice to have more than just 2 proteins at a time. I almost forgot what it felt like. Okay, and the other neuron there is built, so that's good news. We are almost at 18 biodiversity for that first objective. And the best part is we can continue our neuron chain. Oh, maybe this is a little cramped, but we can get it right there. Oh, just in time. And we can build it around this way pretty painlessly. But now our plasma production is looking pretty bad because we need way more stem cells, it looks like. It's a vicious back and forth. And there used to be a whole lot more stem cells in here, but I guess the mix of low agave count plus the feeder cell here maintaining this backed it up a little bit. So we should probably still handle the plasma before trying to get more protein. But I am liking the neuron network that we have going on here, zapping in all the places. All right, since our protein intake is so high, actually, we probably have to sacrifice a few of these protein incubators just to keep up the plasma production. So let's take away half of them. You know, something I just realized is that past this toxic area, there's a little spot here that looks like it can be explored still. I'm hoping that means that there's a cavern up here that we haven't discovered, because I feel like we kind of need it. So let's get some of these little guys through here, over the toxin, and then through to here if we can. Please show something promising. Okay, it is going up. It's going up. Oh, and it looks like it's getting lighter. And there's more food there too. Wait, don't turn around yet. Okay, you're going? Oh wow, you're really going. No, don't turn around. Okay, you know what? That's fine. That's promising. We just need, we need more plasma. We might need to wait on making this plasma network, especially because it's kind of on the fringe of dying anyway. So let's just deactivate those, get some plasma built back up, and then we can build more right here. And honestly, we might as well send a vesicle up there since we can use those to explore too, technically. Just need to get one up to the very top of its range. And then up here we see, ooh, more fertile ground to put stuff down. Yes, this is exactly what I was hoping for. Now the hard part of getting stem cells over there. And then while they're on the way, we can get another vesicle in place right here, just in line of sight. Let's try this again with these stem cells getting up this far. Well, hopefully they'll survive. Would be nice if we had a ration, but we kind of ran out of those. Okay, if I had to guess, I would say that they are not making it, except for you. You might make it. Just gotta get to this food supply here. Come on, little buddy. Get up there, get it to the food. Okay, and now let's actually trash this. Just so we can get there. No, he didn't make it. I was hoping he could get up here and survive a little bit because there is a lot that is going on there. I mean, we can build this now. Might as well just put it here because it looks pretty. We just need a food ration to be on the way. And wouldn't you know it, as soon as we deactivate the neurons, we are full at capacity for our plasma. Amazing how that works. Might as well get him another plasma pod down. Oh, and I didn't realize these had to be next to vesicles. That would help things out. I mean, I guess they don't have to be, but it's like free maintenance that way. To that end, we can get a few of these down actually. And here I was feeding things with plasma, but that should give us a few rations to work with. Unfortunately though, we are running out of our finite amount of DNA points, so we can't keep resurrecting the neurons willy-nilly like this. We need to get a solid system in place, but now we have a food ration. So let's try this migratory journey again. And we need a ration to be down here pretty much to give these cells the best chance at survival. And we can place another one right here, I think, just in case some of the ones in the back don't make it. And then vesicle over here again because they're gonna make it this time. And a few of them. So one's gonna build and then the rest can thrive. Yes. Oh, good. Ooh, and there's more amber up here. That's even better. It's out of any danger zones. And we can get plenty of agaves over here too. Yes, even more stem cells. Man, this whole time I did not realize that there was an entire other area over here. This is really gonna help our plasma production. But we should definitely get one of those lancet hives over here too, I think, because that would mean that we can get these wild agaves out of here. So should we just do this, or should we see if the lancets can actually make it with good energy? Let's see if they can make it with good energy. It's a bit of a tall ask, but we can try it and then mark all these for destruction. And then we can also see about getting a grubber burrow over here, targeting that. I wasn't sure if we could before because of the heat zone, but maybe they'll be okay. So they go, and then they do work, but they poof very fast as well. Actually, this guy's lasting way longer. Wow. But then he poofs all the same. You know what, that's fine. We can just keep them constantly going. Now, did you guys manage to destroy one of these? I don't think you did. Probably because you're out of energy and you're starving. So I guess these things only cost the toxin for a one-time purchase. So we could get one of these up here anyway. Yes, look at how many stem cells are here now. That is really increasing our biomass. And since our plasma production is looking so good, we're gonna get a couple more of these little pods down for storage. Just in case if things do go bad when we reactivate the neurons, we'll have a good supply as backup. Add it to the list of things I should have done sooner. Are we actually getting the DNA out of this? I feel like they're burning up too fast. I mean, at least this guy's going pretty strong. And then the other one's joining in. But then of course he immediately starts burning up as the first one disintegrates too. There we go, now they're destroying the little agaves. So we can plant even more down and host even more of these stem cells. With all of this, we should be able to get our, ooh, one more on the side there, very nice. We should be able to get our biomass over to 100, which is all that we need for the first star. But at least the plasma production is really skyrocketing. And maybe we should get some more maximum protein too. So can we get more over here? Ooh, it's barely there, but yes. And then yeah, just more all along here. Whoever said it had to look pretty. I honestly wonder if we need more grubbers to break this down faster. They're not even past 1 DNA point here. Well, they can keep trying. Now I think we're in a good enough position because of all the stem cells that we're making, because of all the growth that we've been putting down, that we can try activating the neurons again. Oh, we can get one more over here. Wow. Oh wait, I wasn't panned all the way over. We don't talk about it. Although this being out of the way would be very nice, but it doesn't look like the grubber influence is big enough, which is too bad. All right, either way, let's plant these again. We should be able to restore all of them and maintain the connection because of all the plasma. And if not, then we have plenty stored up that we can try to figure something out. Although the upkeep cost is going to go up tremendously once more of these go down. Oh, it would help if they were all turned on too. That should give a better picture. So connection's back, and sure enough, the cost is going up. But right now, I think they're capped at 11 right now. It consumes 2 plasma a minute for each of them, so we can put down quite a bit more. It's risky though is a thing, because like everything relies on plasma. At least we can get you out to here at the farthest point. Actually, over here, it might be better to have you closer so we can get more of you, because we can put you here, no problem. And then we could zigzag them maybe, but it might be better to wait until one's built. So then we can get more side by side and then zigzag over here, very nice. Gotta be a little careful about this, but we are expanding the network. This one area over here made all the difference. And I can already hear the comments screaming at me like 20 minutes ago that there was another area over here. And it's getting very convoluted in here, but they are connecting, really expanding our complexity. Is there anywhere else we can get more of these agaves down? I guess if we move some of these things out of the way, you actually don't seem that well, this little stem cell sprouter. I think an agave here is gonna be a lot more helpful. Plus if we just need to move this guy over, and then we can get 2 side by side right in here. Beautiful. Now let's get you over here, and we need to start moving these down and around this way, but now we're actually out of minerals. Haven't had that happen for a while, but then it might be time to get some berry grass over here so we can get a feeder thing and then the mineral thing. Thankfully though, it should be fine for the cells to come down here and supply this, along with this, and then mineral extractor, which we could get a few of them down here. We could also get a grub going there. Now, I would like to keep the upkeep to enzymes if possible, but I know the enzymes also really bite into the protein, even though we're maxed out there. We kind of need to hope the stem cell can make it past this feeder here. You just gotta survive and plant the thing. Oh no! I guess that's why you send a few at a time. Ooh, it looks like they actually are getting DNA points out of this. Nice! And also all of that food there because they just burst. It would be nice to get a grub just in range here, but that also involves destroying a few things. Although to be fair, we don't really need this anymore, this lancet hive. So let's destroy that. Free food for everybody. And then I guess if we put the vesicle over here, that should clear up the room on the other side. Okay, now we have more mineral extractors going. So now this vesicle hub gets destroyed, and then the grub can go in and target the amber. That'll be a lot better. Less wasted resources. To that end, why don't we trash this? Sorry, buddies, you weren't doing a good job. Okay, so our plasma income is actually looking really healthy. This seems like a great time to put in some more neurons. And then just make sure that they're spaced enough to be kind of close, but also not shortening the chain. So let's get you on this corner here like this, and then we can start to expand you. Ooh, I was hoping we could expand you into the chamber here, but maybe you need more room. That's the closest you can be, really? Well, I guess that's fine. We're kind of out of DNA points as it is until the grubs here get going. And it looks like they are going. Can the vesicles actually reach that though is the main question. We'll just have to see. Also, how long has there been a DNA point up there? But this is also a tricky spot because they can't get down this way either. They're too tall. I guess we could stick you like this, but before that we need DNA points. And it seems like they are getting harvested, but the vesicles need to try and reach up there. So let's see if they can get up there, and then hopefully grab things in range. They can definitely swim past it well enough. Do you mind grabbing DNA while you're up there? Like any of them at all? Or you just swim back with nothing? Great. Okay, I guess to that end, let's destroy this plant right here to put a vesicle in there. That should make it a little better. I was hoping we wouldn't have to build that, but we kind of did. Oh, but look at our biomass now. It's almost 100. Okay, now we're getting DNA points. Very good. How about more of them? I really don't see a downside to just having all vesicles everywhere. It's not like the cost is going up for each individual one. Okay, now let's try to put a neuron right here, which can also reach over here. Oh, it might be too close that way, but it can reach here. Good. Now we're into this big chamber. That'll let us branch the network better. It's also good that the more neurons we get, the more the biomass increases. That's gonna help, but the question is, can we reach down in here? There's actually not room for any neurons to go down here. But if we get the resources to, then we can wrap it around through and down here. So that should be fine. And harvesting this amber went a lot better than the other one. They're almost done with it. And once we get to biomass 100, we can put down this genetic sampler, which, whoa, is huge. Thankfully, all it needs for upkeep is fertile grass. Or fertile ground. So right here is all we need. Just need a little more biomass. And I think the easiest way for us to do that now is to continue expanding our neuron network, which I think going up along the ceiling is gonna work better just because of the spacing that these need. And I guess to that end, we're gonna need to get rid of this thing. So more grubs. It's a grub hub. Which, since we are harvesting these things, we should probably put in things to expand our maximum storage, which them overlapping like this actually kind of works. I love that they're destroying this protein, even though there is not a vesicle up here to harvest it. Maybe one of those would be good. We can nest it right in between the neurons here. It's like living under power lines. Also, does this even need to be here anymore? I don't know if it does. Maybe we can keep these two separated, just so this batch here can, you know, grow up a little bit. Come on, just a few more. 96, 97, 99, just a little bit more. And there it is, biomass 100 for a little bit, and then it goes away. But it'll come back, probably. Although the star didn't check off here, so that probably does mean we need 100 complexity too. At least our neural network is able to expand a lot easier now. So maybe we'll get there for 1 star. I don't claim to be good at the games, I just like playing them. But here, let's get these guys back up to the top where they used to go, which actually let's go right there first, because there's plants that they can destroy right here for DNA points. Ooh, that amber was hiding some more fertile ground here. I didn't even realize. That's a prime opportunity to get some more things in here. That should keep our biomass reliably over 100, and then we can get you down in here, which, what do you even feed on? You have like a mouth thing going on. Measured by polymorphisms. Scan surrounding cells and plants, including foreign ones, for polymorphisms. Interesting. So maybe keeping it next to more diverse things is gonna be good. Just seeing a little bit more biodiversity so we can do this. And, oh, is it counting something? Ah, it does count up everything. So all these stem cells, oh no, those are the vesicles. So each of those count for 1, but each of these structures count for 5, or the wild things count for 20. Wow. Okay, well, let's get in before the biodiversity goes away. And then need somebody to go down here, if you don't mind. I did see a stem cell flying around here. They got more nutrients going on. Come on, you weird thing, you genetic sampler, you. Get built. There it is, yes. Now, let's not give it the minerals, just give it the fertile ground. It can sit here, real pretty like. And it creates 1 DNA from 5 collected polymorphisms? That should be fine, as long as it doesn't destroy them. I would hate for it to destroy them, which if it does that, then we're gonna need like a lot of these stem cells in the area. So probably putting that somewhere really rich in those, like up here, which would suck. But let's just see what happens. We'll let it cook. And then get some more neurons placed down because, oh, actually these guys aren't quite done yet. Please hurry up and be done. Man, this thing takes a long time to grow, and that's a little daunting. All it says is it scans surrounding cells, so I don't think it destroys them. Whoa, there it goes. What did I just do? It just made a noise. It just grabbed some of the polymorphisms and it's creating DNA. Oh, that's so cool. And then it scanned the plasma pod too, so it isn't destroying it. That is even better. It just has a huge calorie intake, which is crazy. You know, maybe we can let it get away with mineral poweredness. Man, this thing is just humming like a factory. Like it's actually humming. And sure enough, it is just getting calories from polymorphisms from everybody. So now we have a reliable source of DNA. I love this. And now the grubs are done here. Although we should probably keep one of them for the biodiversity, but there is you up there, so we'll let you stay up there. You guys go away though. We got neural networks to set up, and quite a few of them too, right around the little Lancet hive here. Very good. Okay, so now the mineral intake is actually looking a bit weak, so we'll need another one up here, but that should be fine. Now the question is there somewhere in here that's kind of messing things up? There probably is, because it's a lot of crisscrossing, so I feel like the network isn't as long as it could be through here. Also, I forgot we need a stem cell over there. Oh, this is a problem. That mineral extractor right there is blocking the network chain. Although, can we get another mineral thing going here? It looks like we can. So let's plant you there. Now, all of you, please don't get eaten. We got one mineral extractor there, and another one here, good. Now we can destroy this one comfortably, so the neural network can continue. A sacrifice I am willing to make. And this little, like, zigzag pattern here, ooh, that's not good spacing there. We'll need to redo this one. Let's get this one as close as it can get. And then, can we space it here? Oh, we'll have to redo this whole little bit. Fine then, destroy this one, and then this one. We'll build backwards. Very snug-like, which that's not gonna work there. So I'll have to do this, and then this. But that still only puts the complexity at 65. For the sake of progress, we build more brain power. But now how do we wrap it around here? Oh, it's so close. It doesn't look like it has line of vision though. So before that's done growing, let's replant it to expand this as far as it can go. Right around there, and then does it work? But it can connect down here, which I guess works for now. Okay, but we have the vesicle there, so we can destroy the one here. And who's starving? Oh, we have reached the point where plasma intake is suffering thanks to the neurons. Oh, wonderful. Okay, well, there is this vesicle here that we don't need, so destroy this and then put the plant back. That should help a little bit. And I can't tell if the different vesicles that exist are also feeding into the plasma consumption. I feel like it might. So you don't need to do anything. And then, is that helping? I can't tell if that actually made it help or not. Okay, we definitely need some more here, I think. Just because of, okay, that's actually not how that works. But now we got things starving again, which isn't good because it's interrupting this whole chain. And the complexity actually wasn't even getting that high, which is unfortunate. Oh no, it's because they're disconnecting. I think we found another spot to boost the plasma production. We put a lamp in here, which will light up a few of these protein things, but that should be okay. Now a brave stem cell needs to reach over there before more of these neurons starve. Okay, but there's a light, and then we should have the toxins income to fund the light actually being made. Here we go, back to the neurons dying again. Must have been listening to some brain rot. And you know, to help that out, since these are about to be a little too bright to produce protein, we can just trash them. That'll help the plasma income a little bit. I don't think it's really helping the starving situation right now though, but let's get rid of a few more of these because those are gonna be affected. The trouble is it's hard to tell if this is actually like a good thing and we can start building back because that's not very high. Okay, but now we have light. So now that means we can put in some grass and then get some more stem cells all growing in here. This is what I wanted to do initially. I just didn't have the right method to do it before. So that should help things out. Ooh, we already got some stem cells going there and growing stuff. Very nice. And they're splitting too, so that's even more of them growing. But I think we will need a donation of stem cells from somewhere, even though there is so many of them. Let's get them going all in here if we can, with some rations on the way. And now we have all of the plants growing here that we put down, so we can let them jive for a little bit, grow up their population, which should affect our plasma production too, because it is currently flickering in and out of actually holding anything. And now I guess we destroyed almost too much because the protein production is just hovering above 0. There we go, now we have a healthy following here. It's just barely out of the light zone. Let's replant this a little bit to be a little more snug. Now we can get another one in there. Okay, good. Now we have positive income of plasma. Really positive. And I guess we could put down another genetic sampler to even further our DNA production even more. Where is there a fertile ground for us to do this though? I guess it doesn't need it, but the minerals aren't looking much better. I guess there is the fertile ground right here, but everything else is conflicting with it. Now the only thing holding back our neuron production is the DNA production. But why is it? Oh, its scans are finite. Well, that's an issue. It's already scanned everything that's in here, so we can't get any more DNA points from this area. That is really unfortunate. That was expensive, but maybe it will work over here. Let's trash this protein incubator, because now we can put some over here that are not gonna be really conflicting anything. And then, can you go here? Oh, you can. Yes. Its scans aren't going to be as rich, but it should be fine for now. Okay, now this is scanning again, which is good. But now we can build more neurons again. And we surprisingly actually didn't lose too many. So we should be able to restore this network pretty soon. Now, what I'm wondering is, do all of these stem cells act as like a renewable scan source? Because if they do, then that is huge. Okay, so with the network restored, our complexity is up to 70, and we have 47 neuronal connections already, which is crazy. The question is, can we get more? There was the idea of going back through the chamber this way, but I feel like that's not the play. Rather, to continue a little bit like this, without intersecting that one too much, but also we need the most room to expand that we can get. I wonder if it's worth putting another carnivorous plant up here to be another source of protein, but then that does not account for the longest chain, and I would much rather the network goes through this way because that would work a lot better, but that line of sight is just killer. We just have to redecorate this one. So that should work there. And then we can get you, yes, connected here as soon as we get more DNA, which this one looks like it's done making points. But I wonder if we see a cell mitosis, will it scan a new thing? We just need a stem cell to actually do that, which this one looks like it might. Okay, so it just split and that was not a new scan point, which is too bad. Although it is still getting data from somewhere. It might just be the odd stem cell that flies through here. Although I guess realistically we can put this anywhere as long as we have minerals to upkeep it. Oh, and this area is rich in scanning. You know what? We don't need feeders in here. They are not doing any good. Scan away, buddy. You don't need fertile ground. And you are still getting some scans, so we'll let you survive. Now, the thing is, we need the neuron network to connect to something over here because I think this is the best spot for it to continue. So we'll build this one first. And then this one here should be able to connect, oh, right there. But it doesn't connect the other way, which is really too bad. So I guess this is the only good spot that it can go to unless we destroy this ration here. But that still isn't enough. So we'll bring you back and then we'll replant this one. So now you can connect there. Very good. Oh, we're so back. We are so back. We have a complexity of 77, which is looking good. Who knew building a neural network could be so complicated? Now, can we save space maybe by going down here, or at least expand our options? It doesn't look like we can yet, but from here we should be able to zigzag as soon as we get a little more DNA. Oh, our complexity is 90. We just need a few more. Another one up there, and then over here. I think one more beyond this should do it. Oh great, now things are starving. How are they starving? Oh, no way, because those starved that the cells died off too? Really? At least all these guys are able to make it back down into here. I want this to be my little builder's pocket. Oh great, but now the neurons are at 0 again. Of course, and because of that, the complexity is dying off. We really need these guys to build back, which they kind of are, but it's not enough. No, we were so close and now it's dropping. This is a bit of a last ditch effort, but we're turning on some symbiotic agaves here, along with some more feeders. We just really need to build up some more of the stem cell population because even with a positive thing, this is not enough. And just transplant a few of these into here so the feeders have something. But I guess we could bring in some more berry plants here and then not have the plasma maintenance. Okay, starting to get a little bit back. Let's try to get a few more over there. See, look at it now. It's at 95 plus and it's just barely increasing. This is insane. But now we should be able to repair this network just for a moment. We just needed to get to 100 complexity for a moment. And I guess that does give the scanner some new things to scan, which is good. Even though we are not short on DNA anymore, we just need the connections to happen, which it is kind of funny seeing them connect to each other. Oh, you're kidding. It's at 95? Do we risk one more? I think we have to risk more. The longest chain bonus is good, but this actually should push it over the edge. As soon as they connect, there's one connection there. It's 98, 99. You're kidding. It's at 99? No more? We're also running out of plasma. Where else can we put this down? I'll take anywhere. I'll move a berry plant out of the way. See if I care. Just need a little bit more before the plasma runs out. And of course it's running out. Oh my gosh, this is so much plasma demand. Another connection. Yes, there it is. We did it. We got 100 biomass and 100 complexity. No more. Man. That demanded a lot at the end, and that was only the demo scenario. Kind of wish we got a good look at it before dipping out of there, but I didn't want the complexity to die away again. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed that video of Primordial Empire. What a fun little demo. Really wondering what the full game has in store. And if you guys are wondering that too and want to see it when it releases, then be sure to let me know. Thank you for watching and sub to Intern. And I would like to thank the channel members, including Bread, Corby Farm, Dakota, Donamoto, Deviant X, Ancient Elixir, Matthew, Hateful Harold, Peggy Sue, Drupalong, Lily Bites, The Miner Within, DeGarity, Sands, V, Killer Squad, Mousy Mouse Nicholas, Igor Shradi, Mikano Chan, and Liam.